Titans, Bitcoin. Wow, we're so back. Let's talk about what happened yesterday and what it's going to take to set the course for 102K. Yes, I said 102K. Kevort, hit that intro. Let's kick it off with the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Just a quick note that although the name of this index would suggest that it's generally all crypto, the gauge primarily fluctuates based on the movement of Bitcoin. So yesterday we were at 75, which represents greed. And today we are at 81, which represents extreme greed after that big pump we had. Lately, we've been seeing Bitcoin corrections occurring around the upper 80s, so let's keep that on the radar for now. Now let's move on to your daily reminder that the Bitcoin halving is in just 27 days. Also note that the halving date is now currently estimated to be April 23rd, but again, it's a moving date based on whenever the 210,000 blocks have been added to the Bitcoin blockchain. And for those of you who are new to crypto, this event marks the time in which the Bitcoin reward for the miners will get cut in half from about 6 Bitcoins to about 3 Bitcoins every time a block is successfully added to the Bitcoin blockchain. Moving on to the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. Just a quick reminder that this map tracks the short and long position liquidity for Bitcoin in areas that are either light or dark yellow. The yellow areas will either be above or below the current price action, which are the short and long positions respectively. So looking at the 1 week window, the strong short position liquidity that was building up around 68.4K got cleared out through the short squeeze that we were warning the bears about yesterday. At this point, we do have some significant liquidity building up from the bulls around 62K. So although we're now above 70K, there's always a chance that we could revisit the 62K level again, even if it's just a quick liquidity grab. Now let's take a quick look at the Bitcoin ETF flow table. Just a quick reminder to anyone new to this table, we're tracking how much Bitcoin the institutions such as BlackRock, Fidelity, ARK Invest, etc. are buying to back their ETFs based on the millions of dollars they are spending per day against how much Bitcoin is being sold by Grayscale in millions of dollars as folks are switching out of Grayscale Bitcoin and into the ETFs. Yesterday, we broke our 5 consecutive day of negative flow days with a positive flow total. But oddly enough, it was only $15.4 million, which is definitely below average, with Fidelity leading the way, purchasing $261.8 million worth of Bitcoin. So although the trend appears to be reversing, it may not have fully reversed quite yet. Guys, this is your reminder that we are only 58 days away from a decision to be made by the SEC for the first Ethereum spot ETF by May 23rd. Don't sleep on Ethereum because you know what happened to Bitcoin leading up to the approval of the spot ETFs back in January. All right, now let's hit the charts. All right, we're looking at Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame, and as you can see here, we continued our breakout from this consolidation pattern, and now we're up against a resistance zone at approximately 71K to 71.4K. After we clear this resistance zone, the next point of interest is clearing the 73.8K all-time high that was established about 2 weeks ago. Zooming out to the daily time frame for Bitcoin, we can see that we reclaimed the 68.4K to 69.4K resistance zone, which now turns back into a support zone. I also want to point out that the Bollinger Bands are still tight on this time frame, and the Bollinger Band width indicator is in the squeeze zone. If you combine that with the stochastic RSI still being low, but now arcing upwards, there's a good chance that we can create another leg upwards for Bitcoin from here. And finally, let's zoom out to the weekly time frame for Bitcoin, where we can see that last week's bullish hammer candle we spoke of yesterday foreshadowed this big move we're seeing this week. Now, of course, it's only Tuesday, so we'll need to monitor this for the rest of the week. But if we close this current weekly candle above the 65.5K to 69K support zone, then our next major targets will be 83.6K at the 1.272 Fibonacci level, and of course 102K at the 1.618 Fibonacci level. Titans, we are your one-stop source for guiding you through this Bitcoin bull run. Please join us as we continue to provide the latest market and technical analysis that are going to give you that edge.